Good day. Welcome to Full Circle with Nona with Black TV. Thank you for coming and thank you for watching the videos. We're going to get into it. I'll be doing a series on affordable housing. This will be part one. We will have some trending topics in between, maybe going to part two. But it will be a minimum of two-part series, and then we maybe pick it up later and do two more parts. It's in depth. It's a lot. I want to not only highlight some of the issues with affordable housing, but I do want to ultimately, in the end, to guide my viewers to assistance, things that can help. So as we go along this journey, please share the video with anyone you think who may be able to benefit from the information. Of course, there's no fee for watching. All we ask you to do is like the video if you find something interesting in it, something that may benefit you. And of course, please leave a comment. Want to get your feedback. Is there anything more you want me to drill down on the video, into the video, on how much more detail for the affordable housing? It's going to be an ongoing thing. While the job rate is low, there are lots of jobs available, and finally the incomes are rising. That the majority of Americans are not feeling the full impact of that, and that comes with the affordability of housing. So we're going to get right into it. Of course, I'm Nona with Nona Black TV, Full Circle. One of the things that I first wanted to find out, something that even I knew was happening, is how fast the rates were increasing, as in for rates as in homes, the actual prices of homes, the actual prices of rents. Of course, I'm a resident of Florida, and it's pervasive across the United States. So did want to get into the increase coming from 2022. Florida tops the top 10 states. Not only Florida has these increases, of course, Colorado goes in second place. And I'll drill down more into the percentages. Then, of course, there's Montana. Next being Idaho, and then Tennessee, and then Georgia. When I was researching this, I just felt like the Georgia was a little bit low. The rates that they had for Georgia for the rental properties, I thought was a little bit low compared to what's actually being charged. So of course you can always take findings with a grain of salt, and I also encourage you to research it as well and drill down into the percentage for your local area, what's impacting you and your family in the rental rates. As I said, they said Florida led from increase, and it's just drastically changed. It's not like it's been a slow, steady increase. The rates increased dramatically, and that goes straight to the pain point of everyday citizens. You have to be housed, have to have somewhere to stay. Also, being able to afford your housing, that goes into, you still got to be able to afford your utilities, food, and anything that you have toward maintenance. That's not even including if you have a car, payment, insurance, and maintenance of that. So as I drill down into the increases, and it also, like I said, it's not just happening in Florida, but I'll just do these two states just as a comparison so you can see. Florida, average rate increase, rental increase, and we're going to do rental increase first. The rental increase has increased from what was approximately about 30% of household income all the way to 57% of income. Now that's drastic. In those figures, you drill down, and more than what also it said was more than 34% of Americans rent. In Florida, the increase from 2020, of course, we know at the very start, these numbers are being taken, also taken with a grain of salt. Research for yourself as well. From March 2020 to 2023 of March is the time frame that the numbers are referencing. And I know this for a fact from where I lived in March 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic and the shutdown to at the May when I wherever I leased at and then moved to 2023 prices. So from March 2020 to March 2023, there was an increase of about 45.77%, and that it goes at an estimate of about $1,459 for rent, escalating to as high as $2,127 for rent. And you're talking about that for approximately a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in that time frame, around that particular price point for those, which is most people rent 2s. Of course, you know, it may be just a slightly, not a lot, a slightly lighter for a lesser for 1-bedroom, and 3 bedrooms and up, of course, escalating more than that. And that's for the state of Florida. And I myself personally can attest to the fact that, yes, that is why price I had March 2020 was no longer available. And those are the prices. Depending on location and area, you may be able to find something slightly cheaper. Not a lot, slightly cheaper. In Colorado, came in at second place, and their average percentage of increase was 45.14. So you're only talking about a 0.60%, tenths of a percent less than Florida. And their income increase over from 2020 to 2023 with a rental for approximately the same for 2.2 at the price of $2,767 for approximately the same prop to 2 unit. As you can see, that drastically impacts the bottom line of a family and being able to afford housing. Even our younger people having even more of a struggle trying to possibly move out on their own, having to stay longer with their parents or someone else, because depending on your income, that is just a top line. That is not even just the other costs associated with it. So when it takes up more than almost 60% of your income, that doesn't leave very much else left for, and you know, you're still talking about utilities and food. And we all know the price of food increasing. So, as I said, as the top 10 list of states, Florida lead the way, Colorado, Idaho, Tennessee, Georgia, Arizona are the ones, and even into more states. We have to know that in looking into the areas and programs and what's available to help with assisting, there are some programs that are available. As I told you before previously in a video, HUD has set aside a minimum of $3 million per state to help with affordability. But with demand, of course, that is nowhere near what can truly help with the amount. And some states have gotten a lot more. Florida set aside with 18.8 $1 million, but being able to access those dollars where they can really help with affordability is another thing. So I was able to drill down into some areas of the city of Orlando to see what we have. Of course, they have a first-time home buyers program. They have down payment assistance things available. The city of Orlando has a certified affordable housing program. Being able to assess those, you have to research. Since 2019, at least 20% of the units for home buyers and renters have increased, nowhere near keeping up with pace and need. I did also look, search information for the HUD urban development, the FHA loan requirements for the city of Orlando first time home buyers program. And there's a lot of information on the FHA.com site, and it has tabs there for you to drill down into first time home buyers program. So you can search there. This calculator tell you, so you can use that to gauge mortgages and prices. As we know, the rates have increased. The Fed has been continually increasing the rates, so that also pushes up what's affordability, making home buying more unaffordable. They also on the FHA home.com site, as I said, there's tabs for you to be able to drill down into more information, because I also want to research the price of housing in Orlando. Of course, prices were skyrocketing astronomically. Houses that maybe were going for $250,000 were going for more than $400,000. As I said, with the Fed increasing the interest rates, also pushing houses to make them more unaffordable, with the price of the rates way back, going from low as 3% now to over 6%. But what I have noticed in the last 6 months, that some of the housing home for new homes is starting to come down some. Houses that were over 400,000 are coming down some to anywhere from 330,000 to 380. Still making it more unaffordable for many. But did see particular house, the researching today, some prices, and some of those that were in the 300,000, that's coming down, like right at 299 or just below 300,000. So the pressure on the market is starting to impact prices. So it takes due diligence and research. Of course, did some other programs to look into some other things, and a gentleman was going through a situation where they were trying to get assistance to get into a home where it's supposed to be more affordable. And like they say, in a lot of times here in Orlando, and it's not, of course, not just Orlando, but Florida area, a lot of companies that were investing in homes or buying those cash rights. So the regular borrower who is financing a portion of the cost of their home are being, not being able to get how to buy a home, because investment properties or homes are being taken and sold for vested properties, and they're taking the cash over the financing, and then making it more difficult for the average buyer. So these are the things that are impacting us as communities, impacting us as everyday laymen and women who want to purchase homes or who are renting trying to get to the next level to purchase homes. As I said, as I researched to see what things were available in Florida, what things were available here in Orlando that could help, as I was trying to drill down into, okay, where are some of the fundings going to? Where are the resources going to that are supposed to be able to make housing more affordable for an average person working, every day, 40 hours, anywhere 40, 60 hours a week, trying to purchase a home. They also have to continue to maintain where they stay, save, with the increases of, like I said, it was almost over 45% increase, and still be able to come up with what they need to be able to purchase a home. There were a couple programs that I did see, things that were happening. So these things are good. They are needed. Fairlawn Village is a 166 unit facility that was created on the affordable home buying funds was used for this, and our District 5 City Commissioner Regina Hill, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer, and other, I think the Blue Sky community was the owner of building the facilities, and other city commissioners worked toward getting the facility done. So it had an opening of May of 2023, and they were saying that a lot of the housing that it did create, of course, it's all taken up, was primarily for taken by foster kids who've aged out of the system and need new places to stay of great need. Some senior elders, of course, need great need, and then also for some who had disabilities and needed rentals, some homeless. So the funds were there being used and helping people of great need. It's just the level of demand is thousands times greater, and that was just a 166 unit facility. Of course, there's another facility, the Pendaya West Lakes. It's a senior facility, 120 units. They are already building on phase 2. And that one is already completely taken. I know they had a 2-year waiting list. And I'm sure it's already like that for the phase 2 for affordable housing is a 55, I think, and up facility. So the demand is great. So many people need help with affordable housing. And while some funds are being used to help, it's not at a level needed to keep up anywhere near the demand. So as I continue to research, I want to drill down more into where all of the $18.8 million are going in the Orlando area. And I encourage you to research that as well for your communities. Where is the money that HUD set aside, the $3 million, to help toward affordable housing, and what programs do they have in your local community that could be helping? We all have to continue to contact our legislators, our city commissioners, our local people, mayor, all of those who should be working on these type things for our communities, and our state and local officials, whoever our state officials are. And I've given that before in previous videos, so you're welcome to go back and watch or any of those. Know who your local state representatives are, and also reach out to them to find out what's happening, what's available. Is there grants available, vouchers available? Is there programs available to help? Because sometimes it's knowledge and who you know, what you know, as well as who you know. but it also should be something out there where the masses can reach and at least apply and get a answer back as far as what's happening with the funds. And it may not be enough to go around to everyone. So there, like I said, on the FHA's website, they did have a lot of information about new homes as far as, and also veteran home buyers. So it's a good source of resource there. I did look on the HUD site to see like if they had any houses that they had maybe taken back or that they were, in possession of and selling. Well, what I did see across it, and it has a map, you can pick your particular state, so you're welcome to go on. I did go on to and see what they had for Florida. Of course, I live in the Orlando area, and there were no homes available for the Orange County area, Volusia, Polk, Seminole. There were 0 available. So that also lets you know the demand. So those houses that may have been retaken and rehabbed and then resold, there wasn't any in the Orlando and surrounding area. There were some in other parts of the state of Florida, St. Augustine. I think it was one down toward West Palm Beach. There was, the closest one I think I saw was Ocala. So there are some in Florida, just not in the surrounding Orlando area. And then that's another reason why the demand is so high. It was also another reason why it's pushing up the rates and making housing in Orlando less affordable for renting and buying. Do want to also provide information that will be helpful as far as if you're looking to buy. Also can help if you're renting, but if you're looking to buy, I also want to say, if you're looking to buy, I did see on the site a lot has to do with what will your down payment be for when you're trying to purchase a home. On the FHA website, if you go to get a loan through that, as you know, we have to know what our credit score is. You have to know where it falls and what the gauge is for them. On the FHA site, what it did say, if your score was 580 or more, then you were able to get 3.5% down payment. As opposed to if it's lower than that, then the requirement goes to 10% down payment. And I want to explain the differences in those prices so that if our home, buying home for the first time or even another time, the difference so you can understand. That's why credit matters. That's why it matters. These are the kind of things where systemic racism impacts us all as a housing affordability, your rates, and being able to know what's going on as far as your credit worthiness and also stuff that may be on your credit history that isn't yours or is fraud or is something that needs to be corrected. So these are the things that we have to be diligent about. In that percentage, the 3.5% down payment is $8,750, while the lower, if your credit score is lower than 580, then it's a 10% down payment with $25,000 is $25,000, and that's on an estimated housing price of $250,000. So that's what that's based on, and it's just an estimate. So you can gauge and kind of see that's why these things matter. So that's why it does matter. Laws and things that are set up in the system, it does matter, and it does impact us. It impacts African Americans, it impacts all of us, but us some more than others because of the systemicness of racism and how we have to fight against it. And on the FHA site, I wanted to kind of drill down to what they were saying was good, because some people don't know. They just like, okay, to have a good credit score, I have to have 700 plus. But anything 680 and higher is considered excellent from the FHA website. 640 to 679 was very good. Good was considered 600 to 639, and then fair 560 to 599, and poor anything under 560 or less. So those are things that we have to know if you're interested in buying, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to purchase. Those things are very valuable to know and to work on toward building your credit and being able to afford housing. Have to be vigilant. Yes, everything is static. Yes, we can faith. We also have to faith without works is dead. So have to continue to work toward our goals. Be vigilant. I will get into another video and drill down more. I wanted to have more information about actual programs that could help. But in researching it, it's information out there, but the actual drilling and getting down into it was the hard part. So that's because I want to give you valid answers, valid places that you can go that can possibly be of a help. So I want to vet those things as well. So I am continuing to research and do more. Of course, I will do another video and hopefully be able to give you maybe some links or websites that can assist as well. But just wanted to bring to the attention, as we know, housing affects us all, in our everyday lives. Just being a parent, just having to make sure you're securing your residence, whatever it is. You want to live somewhere where you can afford, and also that is you can be as safe as possible, and also have a quality of everyday living at the location. So it's imperative that we continue to push our legislatures, our representatives. That was another thing as I researched to know in the state of Florida, and you can tell me for your state if it's different, the percentage of increase for rent year over year. There was no limit set in Florida. I did see that in South Florida, they are putting in some rent controls as far as to percentages. I thought there was one, like at one time, that it could only go up a percentage, but in researching the video, it says presently in Florida there's not a limitation on the amount they can charge going up from year over year rental prices. So that is also an issue because most people can't afford more, hundreds of dollars of increase each year. It's just your income is just not quite going up that much every year. So those are the things that we have to be cognitive of and vigilant about, so we can be ahead of the game. Ultimately, to be into a location where, of course, we can purchase a home at least. Well, if you get a fixed rate mortgage, then you don't necessarily have to worry about your rent, your mortgage going up year over year. You will have a static price, even though the market and everything is escalating. So those are just few of the things that we're able to find out, few of the things we're able to detail. I will continue to research and get more information and share with you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I ask you to like and share the video. We'll be doing a video coming up on some of the things that are going on in our country, trending topics as well. But wanted to let you know that it is important. Housing and how we are able to be able to interact with our sister, our neighbor, and our brother. It matters. So thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting Nona Black TV. Share, tell others about the videos as well. And I made the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one from another. Be blessed.